Good morning and welcome back to the Blue Devil Podcast. I'm Joffrey Hoffman.
And I'm Sam Sorek. We have a bunch in store for you this episode. We're back from spring break and I feel better than ever.
I couldn't agree more. As it gets closer to summer, I only am getting more motivation to finish strong. With spring sports coming to an end, we have so much to finish.
Speaking of spring sports, our boys and girls track team just went down to Maryland and University of Pennsylvania for a meet, and they had a very successful turnout.
Heat number 4 brings together Newark Academy, Cali Force Military, Mainland Regional, South Huntington, Fairport, Arthur Slack, Sun Valley, Huntington, and Tacony Academy. Moving down the back straightaway, as Mainland Regional on the inside.
Let's go! Come on! Come on! Come on!
And out wide is Huntington, New York. Mainland on the inside.
There's no way!
On the outside. That is Huntington, New York.
Yeah! Let's go, Nico!
Everyone was very pleased with their performance. Congratulations to an amazing end to your season.
Even with track coming to an end, there's still so many other sports to look forward to. Let's send it to James to tell us about the current hockey and basketball playoffs that are in full effect.
Hi, my name is James Rose. I'm with Joe Bachman, and we are here to talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs. In the NBA playoffs, it was better than expected. In the West, the 1-seeded Thunder beat the Pelicans in 4 games. The 2nd-seeded Nuggets beat the LeBron James and Lakers in 5 games. Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves also swept Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns in 4 games. Lastly, the Mavericks beat the star-studded Los Angeles Clippers in 6 games. In the East, championship favorites Boston Celtics beat rivals Miami Heat in 5 games. The Cavaliers beat the Magic in 7 games. The Indiana Pacers would go on to beat the very injured divisional rivals Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. The Bucks fell short after being without the unanimous best player in the world, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Lastly, the best series of the first round was undoubtedly the 76ers versus the New York Knicks. After 3 straight 40-point games from MVP candidate Jalen Brunson, matching Michael Jordan numbers, the Knicks went on to win in 6 games against the 76ers. Star for the 76ers, Joel Embiid, coming back from injury, had a couple of great performances, but once again he choked against a great Knicks defense and ultimately did what he did best, which is whining after losing.
Funny joke there, James.
Thank
in
you.
the NHL, both the New York teams made the playoffs, the Islanders and Rangers. In the Islanders series, they lost to the Carolina Hurricanes in 5 games, but the series was a lot closer than most people think, as the Islanders fought hard and gave the Hurricanes a really tough series. The Rangers beat the Capitals in 4 games, sweeping the series and looking dominant in every game. The Rangers now play the Hurricanes in the 2nd round, and what's looking to be a great series.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
I'm excited to stay updated on how the seasons go moving forward.
Me too, but you know what I just realized?
What?
That James never talked about the NFL draft.
Oh wait, you are right. Well, you're in luck because Nick is ready to talk about the recent draft and the results, but I'll let him do the talking before I spoil anything.
Let's send it to Nick.
Welcome back to the Sclafani Sports segment. The NFL Draft happened last week where teams get the chance to draft players coming out of college to help improve their roster. The draft happens over 3 days and includes 7 rounds and 256 picks. The Giants had the 6th pick in the draft after finishing 6-11 last year. Most fans wanted them to draft a new quarterback, but after the top 3 quarterbacks went in the first 3 picks, they pivoted and selected Malik Nabers, a wide receiver out of LSU. Nabers had 89 catches for over 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns last year and was a big reason his quarterback won the Heisman. On day 2, they addressed the secondary with safety Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota and cornerback Andrew Phillips from Kentucky. The Jets had the 11th pick and drafted offensive lineman from Penn State, Olu Fashanu, who hasn't allowed a sack in over 2 years. After Aaron Rodgers went down in Week 1 last year, they made it a priority to get him some protection for next year. On day 2, they selected Western Kentucky wide receiver Malachi Corley, who is another good receiving option for the Jets after adding Mike Williams in free agency. Hopefully we will see these players pan out and have great careers in the NFL. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Nick. Draft went very well.
Moving on to the musical side of things, we have so many events to look forward to. Last week, the HBDMB had their open house, which allowed interested students to experience at least a small portion of what marching band has to offer. The 2024 Drum Rangers, Lily Wasowski, Dana Saramago, and Sam Sorek will be such great leaders and hope to bring on so many new members into the Huntington Blue Devil Marching Band family.
Thank you, Joffrey. The open house was such a success. We had so many new students from the middle schools come and check out the program. But We won't keep talking. Let's look at some footage from the other night. It really was a success. Hopefully this also interested some high schoolers as well. Students of any musical or art background can join the program, regardless of your grade, unless you're a current senior. Maybe some of you will consider joining the program.
Sounds like fun, but I have a fall sport, so how can I make it to work?
The staff is always accommodating, regardless of outside conflicts. Many students have made it work in the past, and so could you.
That's pretty cool. Maybe I will think about it. This way I can show my musical talents in more places than the K Factor talent show.
All right, when is K Factor, by the way?
May 17th in the high school auditorium. But through everyone's amazing performances, there's a meaning behind the whole event. Let's take a look at why people K Factor.
Hi, I am Amy Antorino. We are honoring Rachel, my daughter and Anthony's sister. We are from Comac, New York. Rachel was diagnosed with AML in December of 2016 and passed away on August 30th, 2018, after a 20-month battle and participating in a trial that now helps others.
I K Factor in memory of Rachel Antorino.
I K Factor for Aubrey, who's currently undergoing treatment here.
I K Factor for Rachel.
I K Factor for Rachel.
We K Factor for Aubrey.
I K Factor for Aubrey.
I K Factor for Aubrey.
I K Factor for the children battling cancer here at Stony Brook Children's Hospital.
And I K Factor for the families.
I K Factor for Rachel and the good cause because it's a really good experience and it's a lot of fun.
It makes me happy to know that the money being raised is going to a good cause. And a big thanks to Key Club, Miss Antorino, and so many others for making this event so memorable every year. Hoping for an amazing turnout.
Speaking of Mrs. Antorino, her and every other teacher in this building makes so much of an impact on every student's lives, and hopefully on their colleagues as well.
With that being said, happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We're so grateful for everyone in this building, for all they do, for every student's individual success. As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a look at the interviews throughout the school, asking what teachers made the biggest impact on them and what teachers have made the biggest impact on their students.
Well, with that being said, I'm Joffrey Hoffman.
And I'm Sam Sorek.
Bye, Blue Devils.
Who am I here with?
Jack.
And what teacher do you appreciate the most?
Mr. Outson.
Thank you.
Miss Tyree.
Mr. Corcoran.
Mr. Triplone. Mrs. Cazaza.
Mr. Romero.
Mr. Eugene.
Mr. DeMaglio.
Miss Des. Miss Biaggi.
I hate Mr. Outson the most because he's always there to help me and help me with math, my personal problems, all the time.
Thank you.
This is Mrs. Geyer.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with
Miss Tedeschi.
And what or who inspired you to teach?
My 11th grade social studies teacher and my 12th grade social studies teacher.
Thank you.
Miss Rose is the most.
Miss Rossi.
Mrs. Tedeschi, U.S. History.
I would have to say Brian Outson, Business and AP Statistics.
Miss Biaggi.
I would have to say Miss Tedeschi.
Miss Faison. Miss Franti.
Mr. Wagner, computer science.
Miss Tyree.
Miss Affronti. Miss Raz.
Who am I here with?
Mr. Graziano.
And who or what made you want to be a teacher?
My 10th, 11th, and 12th grade architect teacher, engineering class that I took in high school, Mr. DiMartino. He was an amazing person.
Thank you.
I'm going to say Mr. Santiago.
Miss Jetta.
Miss Raz.